Welcome back to Definitely Not Definitive. I'm Ken.
And I'm Bethany.
And we're just a giddy couple in love that loves reacting to some Genshin Impact.
Yeah, we do.
So it's Triple Trailer Tuesday, people.
Woohoo.
And we got collected Miscellany from Genshin Impact that we're doing every week. And this is Thoma, Arataki, and Gorou that we're going to check out. And if you want all of our collected Miscellany and Genshin Impact reactions, check out the description of this video because we got a playlist there for you. And we have a link to our Patreon. We're about a month ahead in our reactions there for Genshin Impact, so you can check that out in the description of this video as well. And because it's Genshin Impact.
We have a drink.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Clee Sparkling Bomb, which I'm hopefully going to be able to drink. Bucky is in my lap right now. And so you may have noticed that instead of my doing my usual like Triple Trailer Tuesday, woohoo, it was more like this. And it's because his butt was literally falling off my lap. And I went to do that motion. So fingers crossed this is successful this time.
Cheers.
Strict regulations govern everything in Inazuma. Outlanders looking for a home away from home face many obstacles here. So how did a Mondstadter called Thoma earn a reputation as a local fixer and secure a job with the Yashiro Commission? Is this a testament to the Kamisato clan's magnanimity or to Thoma's exceptional abilities?
Just exceptional abilities.
Thoma is well connected and values his companions, both in everyday life and in combat. He fights to defend the ones he holds dear. When crisis comes, Thoma's urge to defend kicks in as he dons his armor and grabs his polearm to help his friends
sweet
fend
move.
off their foes with scorching flames. He is someone that his team can always rely on. Thoma takes to new life skills like a fish to water. After arriving in Inazuma, he quickly learned how to partake of the bountiful blessings found in the nation's waters. After Thoma becomes your travel companion, when travelers go fishing in Inazuma, there is a certain chance to receive double the catch with Thoma's help.
Nice.
Thoma's normal attack can combo up to 4
Sweet.
strikes, dealing physical damage. Holding the attack button, Thoma consumes a certain amount of stamina to perform a charged attack, lunging forward and dealing physical damage to enemies in his path. Tap Thoma's elemental skill, and he vaults forward with his polearm to deliver a flame-filled flying kick, dealing AoE pyro damage, while also summoning a defensive blazing barrier. At the moment of casting, this skill applies pyro to Thoma. The blazing barrier absorbs damage and is especially effective against pyro damage. The damage absorption scales off of Thoma's max HP. Also, when a new blazing barrier is obtained, the existing barrier's damage absorption will stack.
Oh, the whole party gets it.
and
Nice.
the duration is refreshed. The blazing barrier's damage absorption cannot exceed a certain percentage of Thoma's max HP.
I got you covered!
When Thoma unleashes his elemental burst, he spins his polearm, slicing at his foes with roaring flames, dealing AoE pyro damage and producing a scorching Oyoroi. While scorching Oyoroi is in effect, the active character's normal attacks will trigger fiery collapses, dealing AoE pyro damage and summoning a blazing barrier. Except for the amount of damage they can absorb, the blazing barriers created in this way are identical to those created by Thoma's elemental skill. After unlocking the talent Flaming Assault, damage dealt by Crimson Oyoroi's fiery collapse is increased by an amount that scales with Thoma's max HP. Thoma's robust defense will not be torn down easily. It gets all the more resilient as the battle heats up. After unlocking the talent Imbricated Armor, when a blazing barrier is obtained or refreshed, the active character's shield strength is increased. Thoma is a dependable companion. He ardently believes in defending others. Even in the fiercest of battles, you can trust him to have your back. During battle, Thoma uses Blazing Barrier to protect other party members, allowing them to safely go on the offensive. When he casts his elemental burst, the Scorching Oyoroi provides both attack and defense. Party members under Scorching Oyoroi's protection benefit from increased odds of survival and can also trigger fiery collapses with their normal attacks. The pyro damage support that Thoma provides in this way further enhances the party's attack capabilities.
Sweet.
As an outsider in Inazuma, Thoma is often viewed as someone who doesn't belong. To this day, many believe the slander behind his back. But through his own hard work and the Kamisato clan's tolerant attitude, Thoma has carved out a space for himself here, despite the somewhat hostile environment. Occasionally a thought crosses my mind. If one who has turned their back on the gods ever chose to follow them once more, would any such favorable treatment be extended to them? Regrettably, no opportunity of this nature exists, nor would I have the desire to take it. Over centuries of futility, I have at least learned one thing. So long as you have determination, you can always keep going. A defender's will is a precious thing, and hatred can serve to nourish it.
Ooh. Okay. At first I was like, that's a good message there. Until like the end, I was like, hatred can serve to nourish it.
Young Crimson Oni have earned the loud and proud Arataki gang a certain measure of fame in Inazuma City's Hanamizaka district. Or perhaps that should be infamy. Either way, when it comes to their founder and leader, Arataki Itto, everyone has to agree he's one of a kind.
Arataki numero uno Itto here in the flesh.
Cocky bastard.
If you claim you've never heard of the Arataki gang, don't be surprised if Itto takes it as an intentional provocation. In protest, he'll lift his hefty claymore and show off a few of his signature charged attacks, just so everyone knows who's the baddest Oni in town. Arataki Itto brags that with his Oni strength, even the sturdiest of trees can be felled.
I wonder what the significance is of the rope tied on
With
his back.
Arataki Itto in
It's
the
like
party,
a huge rope.
when your party members attack trees to obtain wood resources, they have a chance to get an additional log of wood.
Poor trees.
Arataki Itto's normal attack can combo up to 4
Nice.
strikes.
Goes in there and catches it.
When his second and fourth strikes hit enemies, Itto will gain
Kicks in
1
the
or
air, I
2
guess.
stacks of superlative super strength, respectively, up to a max of 5 stacks. For a short time after sprinting or using his elemental skill, Itto can continue his normal attack chain where it left off. When performing a charged attack, if Itto has any superlative super strength stacks, he will unleash Arataki Kesagiri slashes without consuming stamina. Each slash consumes 1 stack of superlative super strength. When the last stack is consumed, Itto delivers a powerful final slash.
Sweet.
If no
he
superlative
fixes his
super
hair.
strength is available, Itto's charged attack consumes stamina to perform a single Saichi Monji slash. After unlocking the talent Arataki Ichiban, when Arataki Itto uses Arataki Kesagiri, he slashes with increased attack speed, and his resistance to interruption is also increased. These effects will be cleared once he stops performing consecutive slashes. Tap Itto's elemental skill, and he hurls Ushi, the young Akaushi bull and auxiliary member of the Arataki gang, dealing geo damage to enemies. When Ushi hits enemies, Arataki Itto gains a stack of superlative super strength. Holding the
It feels like doing like a little
elemental
dance.
skill allows
Yeah,
Itto to
but doesn't it also look
adjust
like he's in his own
Ushi's
house?
throwing
Like he brings his house
Yeah,
with
he
him?
does.
inherits HP based on a percentage of Arataki Itto's max HP.
He does.
And
No, it's like a
continuously
book on
taunts
his back.
surrounding enemies. When Ushi takes
don't
damage, Arataki Itto gains a stack of superlative super strength.
Don't throw him into the fire.
Don't leave him there.
Ushi will flee when its HP
Oh.
reaches 0 or its duration ends. And Arataki
Little booty
Itto
dance.
gains a stack of superlative super strength as it leaves. Ushi is considered a geo-construct, and Arataki Itto can only deploy 1 Ushi on the field at any one time.
Oni coming through!
When Itto unleashes his elemental burst, he lets out his inner raging Oni King for a time and wields his Oni King's Kanabo in battle. For the burst's duration, Itto's elemental and physical resistance are decreased, but his normal, charged, and plunging attacks are converted to geo damage that cannot be overridden. Also, Itto's normal attack speed is increased, and his attack is increased based on his
That's
defense.
cool, like the little mask.
Yeah.
During the raging Oni King state, when the first or
Mask.
third strikes of his attack hits an enemy, Itto gains a stack of superlative super strength. With the deft use of this effect, Itto can overwhelm the enemy with more Arataki Kesagiri splashes and vaunt the might of the Arataki gang. Itto's Crimson Oni bloodline is not only a point of pride, it's his source of strength in battle.
He looks fun to
After
play.
unlocking the talent bloodline of the Crimson Oni, Arataki Kesagiri damage is increased by an amount that scales with Itto's defense.
He does look fierce.
Arataki Itto's life is one where a new challenger could appear at any moment. But as a self-professed tough guy, he won't go down without a fight. No matter who
these
the
guys
opponent, he's always itching to show off his awesome skills and attain victory with style. During battle,
Victory with style.
Arataki Itto uses his normal
like that.
attacks and elemental skill to accumulate stacks of superlative super strength, then batters the enemy with the Arataki Kesagiri charged attack. When his energy is full, Arataki Itto unleashes his elemental burst to enter the raging Oni King state, greatly enhancing his abilities. In this state, Itto can quickly stack up that superlative super strength and use Arataki Kesagiri slashes to crush those who dare challenge him. Compared to his peers, Arataki Itto has lived a colorful life and is familiar with the inside of a prison cell, fully qualifying him as the rightful leader of the Arataki gang. Though some may contest his way of handling things, the members of this young Crimson Oni's gang choose to follow him, despite the diet of grilled lavender melon. Well, it's one way of living. And ultimately, surviving on sporadic work and next to no mora is still an easier task than trying to deny your destiny. In the vast and mysterious world of Teyvat, there are as many ways of life as there are people. Some heed the call of duty, others the call of freedom. Some follow their beliefs, others their talents. A few trust their instincts and rise to shoulder great responsibility, a prime example being General Gorou of Watatsumi Island. Since you never know what the enemy might throw at you, the key to surviving the chaos of battle is being able to adapt in the moment.
Keep your weapon at the ready. You never know what's around the corner.
Gorou has endured countless battles in his time, and this experience has taught him one important lesson. However strong you may be, war is never a one-man job. As a commander, Gorou is constantly looking out for his troops,
Good.
offering his protection and support, right alongside them on the front line.
Good leader.
Gorou has always loved the great outdoors. His keen sense of smell makes him an expert at tracking down resources. When Gorou is in your party, the location of resources unique to Inazuma will appear on your minimap,
Yeah, the same
making
resource
it
map.
easier to gather supplies. Gorou's normal attack can combo up to 4 consecutive shots, dealing physical damage. With a charged attack, Gorou executes a more precise aimed shot that deals increased damage. While aiming, stone crystals accumulate on the arrowhead. A fully charged arrow will deal geo damage. Tap Gorou's elemental skill to employ Inuzaka
cool.
all-round defense, dealing AoE geo damage and erecting a general's war banner. Hold the skill to adjust the banner's position. The General's War Banner provides buffs to active party members within its AoE. And the more Geo characters in the party, the stronger the buffs. If the party contains one Geo character, The buff is Standing Firm, which increases the active character's defense. If there are 2 Geo party members, the buff is Impregnable, increasing both defense and resistance to interruption. And if there are 3 Geo party members, the buff is Huge, which increases defense and resistance to interruption, while also providing a Geo damage bonus. Gorou can only deploy a single General's War Banner at any given time. Also, characters can only benefit from 1 General's War Banner at a time. Any active buffs will be cleared shortly after the character leaves the banner's AoE.
Everyone on me!
Gorou displays his General's Valor, dealing AoE Geo damage.
Is he like a little
and creating
bear holding
the
his flag?
General's Glory field
Kinda looks
to
like.
embolden his comrades. General's Glory provides the same buffs as the General's War Banner created by Gorou's elemental skill. Various buffs are provided to the active character in the skill's AoE, based on the number of Geo characters in the party. But this field moves with the active character. At regular intervals, a crystal collapse occurs, dealing AoE Geo damage to 1 enemy within the field, and pulling an elemental shard from the crystallize reaction to the active character's location. When Gorou uses his elemental burst, if there is a General's War Banner on the field, it will be destroyed. Also, while General's Glory is in effect, using Gorou's elemental skill will not create a General's War Banner. After unlocking the talent Heedless of the Wind and Weather, all nearby party members receive a temporary defense boost after Gorou uses Juga, Forward unto Victory. For the gifted to find their true calling, someone must first recognize their talent. Gorou knows this well. He is eternally grateful and staunchly committed to Watatsumi Island's defense. After unlocking the talent A Favor Repaid, Gorou's elemental skill damage, burst damage, and crystal collapse damage are all increased by an amount based on his defense. Gorou's unique skill set provides excellent support to Geo Party members. Deploying the General's War Banner to establish an optimal formation before launching the offensive is the core of Gorou's prowess as a general. When he joins forces with other Geo comrades, his General's War Banner provides a diverse array of buffs, aiding the party both in offense and in defense. When his energy
As
is
long as you
full,
have a full party of Geo
unleash
characters.
Gorou's elemental burst to establish the General's Glory field, creating the perfect moment to attack and inspiring the whole party to press forward unto victory. Whether they seek it or not, those of exceptional ability and character tend to gain the trust of the masses. For Gorou, this trust serves both as a confirmation of his abilities and motivation to hone them continuously. But the cost of being someone that everyone relies on is the burden of responsibility that it brings. Everything from helping the troops with their daily struggles to keeping Watatsumi Island safe and secure ultimately falls on Gorou's shoulders. Time and fate treat such notions with contempt, which can make the burden unbearably heavy. If one day the world is turned upside down, will his instincts and determination alone provide him with enough strength to keep carrying the load he bears?
Two out of those 3 characters I really liked. And you know, Gorou is my least favorite one out of all of them. Itto is my favorite, and then Thoma would be second. I thought Thoma was definitely gonna be my favorite going into it. I'm like, oh man, this character is awesome, especially his little like kick that he does with the flame. That one, I'm like, he's gonna be one of my favorite characters. And then, of course, the cocky Oni comes in and steals the show.
I liked all of them, but they were so incredibly different. I think I'd probably say Thoma might be my favorite because I like that he has I was unclear as to specifically what the slander was being said behind his back, but I like the fact that he's overcome it and found a place for himself and doesn't let what is being said define him. So there was a lot about his actual character that I liked. Itto, I like, but also I usually find the cocky characters really unattractive. And so there wasn't like Iron Man is insanely cocky, but also incredibly attractive, being played by Robert Downey Jr. because he brings a charisma to it that offsets the cockiness that's unattractive in a weird way. He knows how to find that balance that I think very few people can actually find. I don't know if Itto has that balance because like we don't get to see enough of his personality. We're seeing a lot more of his fighting. So like Itto might be amazing. I might really like him. I also might be incredibly turned off by him. I don't know at this moment. So I can't pick him as my favorite for that reason.
Well, with Iron Man, like at least you get like some like of the more serious moments when he isn't like, cocky all the time. And so with this, all we're seeing is just the cockiness for Itto.
But even the cocky moments with Iron Man, Robert Downey Jr., he hits the board. That I think is impossible for most to hit. I couldn't find that balance. I don't know many people who could. But Robert Downey Jr. knows how to play that chord, and he plays it to perfection. And so he can get away with that kind of stuff. Even if you were to strip away the like heartfelt moments between him and Pepper, there's still something attractive about him, even when he's being a cocky ass. And I don't know why.
So then is Gorou or Itto your second? So Thoma's number one.
I mean, I think I would probably go Gorou based on character type. Like that idea of wanting to help the village, of bearing that burden of responsibility, of having that good leadership quality that like...
You like the nice characters.
I do, but like what I really loved about him was what they said about how being sort of an exceptional person bears... like the burden of people always looking to you, but how for Gorou that motivates him to be the best that he can possibly be. Like it says that he takes it as confirmation of his ability and motivation to hone his skills. And I thought that was really great because I think a lot of people when they're praised, they just take it as confirmation of, yeah, I'm awesome. It's not necessarily motivating for them. We would like it to be motivating. It not always is. When you look at your celebrities, when you look at politicians, there are a lot of people who disappoint us when they get confirmed that they're awesome. And I like the fact that Gorou takes the confirmation, but takes it not through ego, but sort of more as a lesson and a tool that it can motivate him to be even better.
See, and about Arataki Itto, I thought that his gameplay was just really fun too. Like, I mean, like how his gameplay kind of mirrored his personality. It was very like flashy and fun and just like, so that's what another thing I'm like this guy would look like a fun character to play. And that was the same thing with Thoma. I'm like, man, this looks like, like with the dashing through people and then like the kicks and everything and getting like the fire barriers. I was like, okay, this seems like a good, well-rounded character that has a bunch of different things going on for him. And then just Gorou's just stuff just to not like, he's more support and like putting up the flag and everything like that and to increase everyone else's ability. So, he's not about the glory. He's just about being a good general, which works for him, but doesn't work for me.
I was waiting for the undercut there.
I think that would, for me, it would be the same as power levels. It'd be like Itto number 1, Thoma 2, and then Gorou 3.
I would agree with you on that. Itto, Thoma, Gorou. I would agree.
Let us know down below in the comments what you think about these characters and if any of them are your mains. And if you want early ad-free access to our Genshin Impact reactions, we're about a month ahead on Patreon. Go ahead and check out the description of this video. We got a link there for you. Thanks so much for checking out our reaction for Genshin Impact Collected Miscellany, but just keep in mind
that our reaction is definitely not definitive. I do think the power, Thoma and Itto benefit from the fact that they're flashy.
Yeah,
like I
sure.
could see some people in the chat telling us that we were way off on this one simply because of the fact that like Gorou is not flashy and next to those two naturally is going to seem less impressive.
Yeah, that's true.